Hello friends, today I have come with a very important topic, that is user administration. This is one of the important topic in administrating a Linux box. So in this session we are going to cover how to create a users, how to create the groups, how to create a users to specifying a specific group, and understand the parameters of fields of etc password file, shadow file, understanding password aging policy, understanding sudo file, how to delete a group, how to delete a users, password aging policy using chase commands, a lot of troubleshootings, a lot of more things we will discuss in this session. So first of all, let me tell you what is user administration, why it is important and why it is required. Say for example, I have a server that is placed in a London data center and I am working in an organization where I have to log into this server from, say for example, a Bangalore location. So once I will reach to the office, I will open my laptop, I will be connect to the London data center using my VPN connection, using RSA ID token, and once I will be in a VPN of London data center, there is a tool called Putty. In the Putty I am going to specify the server name or the server IP. So why this way we can logging to a Linux server which is placed at a remote location, and while connecting it will ask for the authentication, a username and the password, and the communication is always using a port 22, that is SSH. So to enter into the server we have to specify a username and the password. So we are going to understand how to create the users and what are the permissions we have to specifying the user. A user could be normal user, a user could be a root user, or maybe we are creating a normal user and specifying a certain permissions for run few commands, or maybe it is a normal user but it is having sudo access for few commands. So a lot of things we are going to discuss in this session. So let me log in to one of my Linux server and will show you how to create a user, and once the user will be created, what all the parameters of fields comes in etc password file. Okay guys, let me log into one of my Linux server. This is my Linux server. I am going to create a user. Unix admin. The user is Unix admin. So I have just created a Unix admin user without specifying anything. So system will create a Unix admin using its default entries. Let me show you what all the entries will come once we created the user. So once we create the user, its entry will be coming in etc password file. So what are those entries? I will show you and will tell you, and we'll discuss what are those entries. So these are the entries has come up when a user has created. So there are 7 entries: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is blank, 6 and 7, and it is separated by colon. The first entry is username, that is Unix admin. Okay. Second entry is X means password. So basically in Linux in Linux the password is always keep in etc shadow file, and it is in the form of encryption. So etc password file doesn't contain any password. It contains only like the name, user ID, group ID, commands, home directory and shell, and password is always saved in etc shadow file in the form of encryption. So the third column is your user ID. So what happen when a user is created, system specify a user ID which is a unique. You can also specify a user ID, okay, whatever you want you can also specify. While creating a user you can also specify a user ID. If you are not specifying a group name, so what will happen, system create the group with the same name as a user. So here you can see the Unix admin is a user and its group is also a Unix admin. and the fifth column you can see it's showing nothing. It means this is a column for comments. My user could be, it's a Unix admin, it's a DBA admin, it's a application admin. So whatever the user I am going to create, it could be, part of any specific team like DBA. So we can specify that as well. And the sixth column is your home directory. So home directory, you can see it is always in /home and the name of the user ID. It always with the name as it is username. You can also change if you want. And the last is your shell. Shell is here by default in Linux is bash shell. If you want to specify any other shell, you can also do that. So I am going to create any user with specifying parameters. Say for example, I want to create a user with user ID. I want 532 should be the user ID of my system. Even I have seen in many organizations, a user ID should be common for all the servers. Say for example, in my organization there are 500 servers, and I want a user, a DBA user whose ID should be unique for all the servers, for all the applications, you can say. So in that case, we have to specify a unique user ID while creating a user. So here I am specifying a user ID 532, and my group, my primary group, I want it should be student. Let's see student group is there or not, we'll check it. And comment, I can say this is my Oracle DB team user. Okay, and home directory, for we have to specify D. I want the home directory should be as the username. Say for example, my user is Oracle DB. Okay, next line. And comments also done, home directory is also done, username, group ID, and I can specify the shell. I want the shell should be bin-sh, and my user Aura Oracle DB. See, my user has been created. Let me see what all the entries has come up in etc password file. Now you can see Oracle DB is the user ID. Here I have specified user ID. That's why it is coming 532. And 527 is the user ID of your, is the group ID of your user. So Oracle DB is a part of a group which is whose ID is, group ID is 527. And this is the command I can see. And this is my home directory and the shell. There is one more command, IDDB. Okay, it will show you the detail of the user. So you can see this is my user ID, its GID is 527, that is student, and group is 527. So we have learned how to create a user, and to create a user we can also specify parameters as per the requirement of the organization. Okay guys, so that's all for this session. If you have time, you can join with me in the next session where we are going to discuss more about user administration. Thanks.